Wholeness, beautiful beings, welcome to Notes of Nara. My name is Nadja, and may this message find you well and whole. Whew. Today's topic on creative life. I feel like I'm literally in between versions of myself. Old version, present version, and then the version that I am expanding into, the new version. It's uncomfortable. Maintaining a life here while building a new one is a brand new process, and maybe I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, right? I am in the middle of transitioning and and relocating, and you can do the little things to prepare, little big things to prepare, right? My lease is coming to an end. The school year we have 50 days left until summer break. Job applications are, starting that process, finishing up a certification. I've got a lot I'm juggling, and then I have my working, my teaching job right now, the current teaching job. All the while I'm maintaining this channel and exploring color again in my space. And so again, it's just, if anything that's keeping me centered right now, it would be the energy vortex. And a few years ago, like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, when I was doing energy readings with I actually have them here, my runes. And I would just choose three wooden energies, right? 3 energies from my runes, and I would create a sigil out of that. And each symbol, each rune, I should just say energy. Each energy represented an energy body, and all of it together blended into the energy vortex. So you have the mental body, you have the emotional body, you have the physical body. And the key to manifesting is when all bodies are in alignment. You must first birth a thought, give an idea, use your imagination, use your inner eye and your vision to bring something, clear, in the mind, with clarity and purification of the mind. The idea must be planted. And then you move that energy down to the heart space, the heart center, the emotional body that gives motion and energy and movement to this idea of feeling, energy, emotion, right? Emotion. And that powers it. And then you move it down through the lower energy chakras, the energy centers, the chakras, if you will. The solar plexus feeds, your willpower feeds into it. Your sexual creative life force energy feeds into it. And then you bring it down into the physical reality. You take action. So you have thought, feeling, action. And that is the key to manifesting and designing the life that you deserve, the life that you desire, the life that is in alignment of your true purpose. And so with that, knowing I'm being in between old world, old Nadja, new Nadja, it's like, what is okay for me to let go, and to be at peace with not keeping everybody happy. It's impossible. I'm not meant to do that. I've gone through many different transitions, and I think, with my childhood of attending 11 different schools, public schools, private schools growing up, moving from, the Midwest to the East Coast to Canada to back to the Midwest, and then as an adult moving all over the country, touring over the country, or all over the country, moving abroad for a little while, traveling, in Europe, coming back, and then moving, all over the country again here in the US. All of those changes and shifts, changing jobs, filling out applications, meeting new people, falling in love, falling out of love, meeting, new lovers, breaking up with them, separating myself, complete solitude. I've had moments in my life where I lived in a place so remote, it would take you 15 minutes to just walk to your next door neighbor, right? And unless you're blessed to have them right there, right across the road, which was far and, few and far between, and that was in New Mexico. But the silence and the quiet was so healing for me. I could hear myself, thus hear God, hear the ego, hear the shadow and the light. And so it is crucial to, embrace and be present during any transitional period in your life. It's funny, when a woman is pregnant and she is near the end of her pregnancy, the third trimester, there's this phenomenon called nesting, where the woman begins to, start cleaning. All right. She just, I think it's a few weeks before the baby's born, she just starts cleaning the home from top to bottom, preparing the baby's room, decorating it, getting new clothes, getting the Pampers and the diapers and all these little, gadgets and things that can help, with sleep and, bottles and all those things, right? Sleeping support, all that. A mother will nest her space, and then her lover, her partner, the father of the child, will often mimic and will be that extra support. He'll just subconsciously start following her and start doing the things that she's doing, and he'll nest too. He'll start preparing too, if he is in alignment with her, right? If they're both in alignment and in sync with each other, with the newcomer of their family. And I find, I'm in a completely different space. I'm a single, woman, child-free woman. And I will say I'm in like this weird nesting phase. And do I have that support system? I will say this: if you find yourself in that transitional space with not a lot of support, physical, emotional support from other people outside yourself or spirit or God, it's almost like you have to rein in on that energy vortex and start pulling and activating that magnetic power that we all have from the heart, from the mind, the heart, and the body. Okay, that's our vessel. And yes, we have multiple different energy bodies, but those are the three, I believe, in my own interpretation of energy reading, those are the three dominant ones. It's the easiest way to explain to somebody who may not understand the ins and outs of electromagnetic system or electromagnetic field, okay? But you have the mind, the heart, and the body, and you align that. The soul is that soul fire can feed that. And it's all about retaining and rejuvenating and preparing. And so when you feel kind of stuck or stagnant, in a transitional period, when you're building and designing a whole new life, and I'm not saying you're restructuring a whole value system or principles, and it could be that. It really could be where you're literally starting over. You're recalibrating your whole life. What are your values? What gives meaning to you? How do you define success in your life? What's important to you? What feeds your soul? What brings the joy out of you? It's just very important to know that you are magnetic, and to make sure that your mind, body, and heart are in alignment and in sync with each other. Because if the mind is somewhere else and being pulled somewhere else, that it takes away that energy and decreases your magnetic pull. When your heart is somewhere else, that decreases the magnetic power and the magnetic pull that you can have. And definitely your physicality, if you're unhealthy, you're not eating the right foods, you're going out to eat all the time, you're not cooking your own meals, you're stress eating, or you're skipping meals because you're so stressed, or there's so much anxiety. All of those things siphon your energy, and it pulls away, and it makes the transition a bit harder and things a bit muddier, and your discernment more unsteady, okay? But those are just some things that can help you while you're redesigning your creative life in the middle of this transitional period. I'm saying this to you, I'm saying it to myself. That is for sure. But I just, you know, as far as my videos go, I'm going to stick to 3 times a week. And I'm going to make a lot more shorts, you know, revealing my music and artwork. And in time, when I get settled in my new life, wherever the road may take me and my soul is taking me, I definitely want to make, you know, content and put more emphasis on, you know, my artwork, poetry, and music. All will be original. If you hear any music on my channel, it will be pieces that I composed and produced back starting from 2020. Anything that you hear, regardless of if it sounds super produced or really raw and uncut. I have a lot of raw, real, authentic live music, and then I have music that I worked through a software program. So there's much that I want to share with you, and also I have this thing, a kink for live music. I do. I love acoustic. There's nothing can replace live music, live moments that are created ever, right? It really helps to, if you're going to do live music, it really helps to have the best, you know, sound equipment, that's for sure, if you're recording. But at the end of the day, live music is the best. Live music is the best. Recorded, produced music, okay, yeah, you know, you can retake, but there's something that is so magical and so alchemical about live music. So the live recordings I share with you on my channel, it's almost like a musical. I now have a journal. It's more of me like expressing a real life artistic journal with you, and also all the while building a professional portfolio. I am trained in classical music when it comes to voice and singing and playing certain instruments, but I am also very experimental in my artwork. You know, I never had formal training, you know, like I couldn't, you know, draw or sketch a nude or anything like that. You know, it's not like the movie in Titanic. Okay. I think I could if I put my mind to it. I like portraits, but yeah, just sharing those moments with you all. And that's all I have to share. Oh, happy Friday. Keep your eye out for tons of shorts, and we'll see where this and how this will unfold. Thank you so much. Good night.